Welcome back to In the Ring with Termite and Mr. S. Mr. S, we got a great day today.
We do. Obviously, we're in a different location. So we are here by the guests of Joel Vasquez, Marco Gonzalez. We'll introduce them some more in a little bit of detail. But this incredible studio that they have of Up Above Media.
Yeah, that's being sponsored today by them. So we'll learn more about them in just a minute. But let's get into our show.
Let's just jump right in. So we have these.
Right.
You have the guests. Joel, tell us a little bit about yourself. We also have another special guest that will be joining us in the middle of this session. So pardon the confusion. We're going to do a live event, and just happens as it happens.
Okay, I'm going to take the lead.
Go for it.
I got to take the lead. All right, so I got to tell you, I got to set this setting. So a few weeks ago at Thanksgiving, I got to meet this man, and we just hit it off. He owns a real estate company that we're going to tell you more about. We'll tell you about it right now. Seven Feathers Realty, LPT. And anyway, Joel, we just hit it off good. And he has introduced us to this man, which we're going to tell you all about him in just a minute. And anyway, we hit it off good. And I'm just so impressed. And I want to thank you over the air in front of everybody. And just thank you for what you're doing.
You're very welcome, and it's an honor to have met a true Houston legend like yourself that has done a lot of great things. So, I much like yourself live in a mindset of abundance, and I think this was something that needed to hurry up and get done and introduce more people so we all continue to grow and be great people.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. And, Joel, our show is about people that have had some tough times and that have overcome. And I think we ought to go ahead and introduce him because I'm already wanting to go back and forth to him.
We're going to go back and forth. This we're doing. I don't think it can be sequential.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about you first, Joel, and then I want to hurry. Not that you're not important, you are, but you're my friend now. So
let's go, baby.
And he's sponsoring this show.
Things, yeah.
And
So
so
cool is that cowboy hat, huh?
Yes.
I'm telling you, guys, it's going to get exciting in just a second because we've got a guest following this that's been made happen because of the two of these. But Joel, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the real estate business.
Absolutely. So, my name is Joel Vasquez. I do commercial real estate. It's kind of my area of expertise. A little bit of background. I have a mechanical engineering degree out of the University of Houston. So, I'm very proud of that. It was very, very interesting to go through that phase of my life. That was very, very, very difficult to achieve, and I got it. I've taken that skill set and really flourished in the world of commercial real estate and industrial in particular. I'm very comfortable in that space. My engineering background has allowed me to understand what a company is going to need to continue to be a global product in different areas of real estate. So I feel I'm very comfortable and thrive in that space. But we don't ignore the houses. We don't ignore everything else. It's a shopping center. At the end of the day, you do need a place to live. You do need a place to really invest in a lot of great things. And so, the market has shifted a little bit. I've been doing commercial real estate as an owner for 10 plus years. Went out to the engineering world, did great things, was chairman for the SMA Apollo subsection for gas turbine compressors. Wanted to make a little more money. I didn't want my boss's job. I didn't want my boss's job. Just want to make more money. It's a difference. I was driving at the time an F-150. One of the vice presidents of the company, he drove a Porsche and had 3 houses. So there's a little bit of a gap there when it came to finances, right? So got into the world of real estate. And we kind of never really looked back, being an older multifamily and some different aspects of that, and really, I recently saw a need for industrial real estate.
How did you make that switch? Did you make a hard switch from engineering to real estate, or did you get your license and kind of do both at the same time?
So we initially, as an engineer, you were very calculated in everything, even risk. So continued working as an engineer, and then got into an investment property, initially a house flip, because that's what everybody kind of starts off with. It didn't really do as much as we anticipated to do. It was a learning curve there, and then we started buying multifamilies and really finding that there was nobody that was really selling them. Under 10 units, it's nobody that we knew, right? And so that was there's a very, very, very big need for that. So we continued to kind of operate in that space. I continued having my engineering job, and then continued doing that for a few years. And as I was getting married in 2017, I had a conversation with my priest, and he said, "Joel, I think you need to do a little more real estate because you're stretching yourself thin there, you know? So at the time I was doing quite a bit of things. One of my past hobbies that had turned into a little bit greater was I was a professional DJ. So at the time I became DJ for Rodeo Houston. I was the official DJ for the Houston Texans for 2 years. So
Really?
I DJed at the stadium. So, I'm doing
Did all kind of
DJing, and I DJed during college as well. So DJing, being an engineer, and doing real estate. And it was like, you need to kind of give yourself a break. And so I did everything in 2017. As summer, I got married and I quit my engineering job. But I was already making more money as in commercial real estate than I was as an engineer. And then 30 days later, all my inventory got wet because Hurricane Harvey hit.
Yeah.
And so overcoming that was interesting because the media showed that Houston was underwater. And, it was pretty bad. And so, it took about till November timeframe to kind of turn things around.
So you essentially started your career, made the switch before a major national disaster.
Well, I made this switch years prior,
Okay. You're
years
just
prior
kind
to
of
that.
getting-
But when I officially went full-time into real estate was in 30 days
Right.
prior to
Wow.
Hurricane Harvey, the biggest natural disaster outside of the 19-something in Galveston.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you had to overcome that. This theme is about overcoming. And so you had to overcome that.
Newly married, professional person, non-real estate. All my inventory's wet, right?
National disaster.
National
Wow.
disaster, global disaster, because it affects everything. We're
You're
part of
right.
Houston, we're the capital of oil and gas. So.
Did you ever think about quitting?
No, it's that part has never really ever been in my vocabulary. It's just kind of like, oh, this is what it is, and really it's the engineering mindset of it. We're always thinking about the solution for it, right? And there's not one solution. There's different angles you would take
Right.
to approach a problem. And it was like, okay, we got to write this out. We got to bring this. We got to bring that. So now, fast forward now, and I've been able to meet some great people. I've been able to share my knowledge of commercial real estate with a lot more people. And it's just been phenomenal, and we're continuing to grow on that aspect of things.
Tell us what you're seeing in the market, Houston, but maybe, whatever, regional, Texas. What do you see occurring right now?
Sure.
Any shifts?
So the exciting part is this year in 2024 was what is the Fed's going to do with the rate, right? There was a lot of, dangling carrot, as they say. They're going to change it, they're not going to change it. So there was, that took a bad effect in the summer when it's typically a hot season for the housing market, which trickled over to the fall season. And so we're starting to see the housing market pick up a little bit. And so we're all hoping for this administration to get it back on track again. That's coming in. The other thing is, since COVID, we've now become an instant gratification society. What do I mean by that? You order Amazon. Oh, it'll be here by 2 p.m., 6 p.m. Well, they need to store that somewhere. It doesn't come from a store. So there's all this big demand for industrial space, right? There's storages that are happening.
Right.
So I'm thriving in that. It's just exciting for me because I understand it. It's we almost forgot to socialize as a society, but I want my things now. Well, they got to store those in certain places. So then you have growing businesses that are out there, and I think the industrial space is just growing rapidly. The city administration understands that you have to protect American jobs. Hats off to our troops that are out there giving us the freedom
Yeah.
that we do have.
That's right.
I'm a big supporter of our troops, and I know what they go through, and we have to protect our own, and I'm very proud. I'm 155 years of bloodline in Texas.
Come on.
So
Wow.
it's I take pride being a Texan, and so and as far as real estate, the commercial aspect in the industrial space is going to continue to grow rapidly because you have other countries that are trying to get into this space and into things that they're doing.
Can I put you on the spot and make a bold prediction
Sure.
for 2025? What you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
estate.
Let's do it.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this administration is going to get the industry back on its track. Interest rates should be a little bit lower because they know that's a need and they understand that it's a need. I also understand that the American jobs are going to continue to stay here because we need to protect our economy, right? There's all the things going around, but we are America, we are the U.S., and we have to protect our jobs and protect our families.
That's
And
right.
we continue to be one of the powerhouses when it comes to import and exports in different areas and different industries. So, all 100 miles an hour, full steam ahead on a very good economy for 2025.
Oh, you heard it. Joel Vasquez.
There it is.
did first.
And I agree with
Off
you.
the press.
I think it's fixing to bust loose. And I think it's just what we need. I think it's fixing to go crazy. We don't get real political, but we are today. And we got a new regime in there, and we're fixing to kick tail and take names.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So it's going to get good. So
I know he about his DJ, and I know he talked about all the real estate stuff, but we hung out on Friday. We saw a play at Alley Theater. There was a group of like 10 of us, and then we drank some drinks, afterwards, even though we're a little bit older, we shut some place down, in downtown, and all night long, everything that he said out of his mouth, man, when I DJ'd, and when I DJ'd here, when I DJ'd there, that's all he was talking about, his old DJing days,
You missed the DJ day.
Yeah.
Well, there's a science to it, and I'll share it with you since you brought it up a little bit.
He was telling me the science of
Right,
why
the
the
science
DJs
of
are
DJ.
so playing what they're playing out at the club.
A good DJ. So my philosophy, my formula as a DJ, I always was taught by one of our other fraternity brothers is you have to play to make sure that the ugly guy gets a shot. And I was like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, we'll do this
It's like, okay, what do you mean by that?
Explain
What
this
are you
one.
talking about here? You look yourself in the mirror. So if the song that you're playing
Listen up.
is so, if you're ugly, listen up right here.
okay, I'm listening.
If the song is so good that the girl is dancing, right? Like, oh, this is a good song. And then you're the ugly guy that goes up, hey, you want to dance? That girl's going to be like, you're ugly, but I like this song. Okay, let's dance. Boom. Locked in. So
That's the science of it.
it's a lot of songs that are going to get, the girls dancing. And that song is so good, they're not going to be able to tell you no because they just want someone to spin them on the dance floor. They want them to do all this stuff. And I was like, that's a philosophy and a formula that I've used for years. That's what took me, and kind of DJ. I'm a top 40 classic rock country DJ, right? And it's just like, I'm I don't want to name any songs here, but it's a lot of songs that girls like, right? That are pop, that are hip, that are dancing, and just kind of gets them moving. We were at, like you said, we were at a downtown club, and I'm like, check this place out. This DJ is doing, and all the women were singing, hands up in the air, and I'm like, see that?
He had the formula.
DJ.
So he had the formula.
So
Even the ugly guys got a chance.
even the other guys got a chance, right? So because the songs are so good, but yeah, and then the other side of that is when they're actual house DJs for nightclubs, they don't do that. They do what's called rotation. So they'll play one or two good songs, and then they'll play a really bad song.
What's the reason for that?
Because clubs and bars don't make money off of you having a
Dancing.
good time. They make money off of you selling you drinks. How many times have we been to a place and you're like, oh, this is good. Oh, this song is terrible. What do you guys want to drink?
Interesting.
So if you're a house DJ, right, that's being paid by the
See
owners,
people drinking.
they're gonna want you to make sure that they're making money. But if you're one of us and we're in the fraternity and we're just having a good time, I mean, we got all the hits. We're just maybe you got a drink, but you were dancing. You had a shot. You had a shot with that lucky lady, right? And so that was a little bit of that DJ stuff. So
It sounds like you missed the DJ days a little bit.
I think it's hard not to
Look at
like
that
it.
smile. Look at that smile.
It's hard not to like
I
it.
didn't know he had that many teeth. So mama, little big old smile.
I think we should, at this point, bring him into this since he carries a little bit of clout here. I mean,
This whole building is because
this
of-
whole building is his.
Did we introduce him?
He's.
The law?
We haven't done it yet. I'm gonna build
Go
up
for
to it. I'm gonna drum roll and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this man in the red corner, and he is coming out fighting. He's he's an attorney. He's into music. He's into TV, he's into radio, he's into everything that there is, and getting into boxing. And we got to talk about that. And ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, and the key to the Gonzalez Law Group, Marco Gonzalez.
There we go. Let's go, baby.
I don't think I've ever gotten an introduction like that before in my life. Most of them got cuss words, especially from the women in the past. But that was an awesome introduction. I appreciate that.
Well, Marco, it's been a pleasure meeting you. We're at this beautiful building. We got a beautiful setup. He owns the building. You've got 103 plus employees. You've done this in 10 years?
Yeah, I just hit my 11 years being an attorney, here in Houston.
Well, what kind of attorney are you? Tell them what do you do?
Okay, well then when I first started, I thought I was going to do primarily mostly family law, but then when I wanted to help dads, fight for their kids, and because I don't feel like dads get an even shake, in the family law system. Dads start off down here, mom started up here, just because, and right? It's a hard fight, to even get even, in the court room, but yeah, so I mean, last month I hit my 11 years being an attorney. Awesome. 11 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's been a crazy ride.
I think you've gone a long way. I'm sure you've got some stories of overcoming.
I got too many stories. I could fill up an encyclopedia of stories that have gone through. But yeah, so we're here on like the southeast side of Houston.
What's your address here?
7151 Office City Drive, Houston, Texas 77087.
Yeah, and if they wanted to get in touch with this company, they call the Gonzalez Law Group.
Yep, GonzalezLawGroup.net. GonzalezLawGroup.net.
Okay.
But yeah, so right now we do multiple areas of law, because when I first started, I wanted to do family law, but I mean, I had to eat. So I took immigration cases, criminal cases, estate probate cases, personal injury cases, civil cases. Yeah. And then, I mean, when I first started, like Monday I was in criminal court, Tuesday I was in family law court, Wednesday I was in probate court, but then it just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I used to meet people at Starbucks like the first few months, because I didn't have an office, so
that was your office?
That was my office. Like, Starbucks doesn't know, but like, thank you, Starbucks.
Thank you, Starbucks.
Yeah, so when somebody wanted to meet with me, and they're like, where's your office? And I was like, well, I'm all about customer service. I'll go to you. You don't have to come to my office. Go to you. Where's a good Starbucks, by you, and let's meet over there. But I didn't want to do that too long, because when you went and you met somebody, they didn't want to tell you everything that they want to tell you was going on with the case, with people walking around, and if they didn't show up, I drove all the way across town, was there, calling them, waiting for over an hour, and then I was like, okay, let me go home. Yeah, I got stood up, and, but I started getting some cases. I started, hustling, and I was able to get a small office space. It was small, and then, then people started coming to me. Instead of me running around the city, people started coming to me, so if they didn't show up, that's fine. I was still working on somebody else's case, and it just started after my first year. I had about 5 employees. We were cramped a bit, like really cramped in there, and then we moved to another location that had room for 10. And then within about 6 months, we already had that filled up. And then there was I expanded there and doubled up size. And then a year and a half later, I grew that. And then I had to get another suite on a different floor in the same building and break up my different departments, with the areas of law. So talking to my people, I had to go up the stairs and the elevator in the same building. And then when we outgrew that, it was 35, and I was like 35 people, and I needed more space. And I was like, well, what about I know the bank account was, doing good year after year, and went to the bank, and it was like, would y'all, loan me money so I could go buy a building, instead of just paying rent. I wanted to own some property, where I'm building up equity. And they gave me some money.
How many years in from the start to at this point?
11.
Wow.
When you bought the building?
No, when I bought this building, it was probably about 3.5 years ago.
3 years in.
Wow.
Yeah, for this building. And then we moved in with our 35, and then now we're up to 100, people with the Gonzalez Law Group. And then, but I own other businesses up above media, up above entertainment, up above adventures. And there's probably about another 40 people, with those other ventures. So about 140 people with the different businesses that I have. But the number one baby is the Gonzalez Law Group. And, that's the
And I like
big
to
one.
emphasize, people look at you now, they see your building, they see everything, and they see all the success, and they think, man, this guy's lucky. Rewind, you were
busting it
No.
at Starbucks.
No, I think
So
it's great.
it's not I love the story. You have to say,
Let
you
me,
know
let
him a
me
lot
add
better.
to that.
Sure.
So this year in 2024, we actually did our real estate networking event. We would have it here every month here at the venue, and I wanted it in a law firm because I don't like people showing off. You know, you made money, cool, but it's also something that everybody gets to hear the real story, right? No one's showing off. This is how you can invest. It's how you grow. And one of the things that Marco would share with us is, he said, I wouldn't go home without sharing 15 business cards every day. And if it was getting dark, I'd go to the grocery store. Excuse me, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm here picking up lemons, and here's my business card. Here's my business card. So what you said to add to that is, this is all great, but when you're trying to make a name for yourself, and like you said, when you're trying to eat, you have to continue to network with people, even if it's a long day. So one of the coolest things that I like to brag about Marco is, this is great, but when he was starting off, he wouldn't go home unless he passed out at least 15 business cards
Per day.
Per day.
You gotta go, you gotta drive.
You gotta go.
I let 50 people know about me every single day, you know, because that's all I had. Like when I first started, I had black and white business cards. I didn't have a website, I have it, that's it. And I was my marketing and advertising, all of it, 100% of
Who would
it.
you credit to that drive that you have? You just had it in you? Did you have an inspiration?
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
that's
my
a drive.
parents. See, my parents have been hard workers. And I've been seeing them, work hard. My dad's a lawyer as well. When I was 5, I was born in McAllen, down in the valley. And when I was 5, they moved the family over here to Houston, and my dad started going to law school over like at U of H. And so, he didn't become a lawyer until I was like 8 or 9, and then my sister was already born, and my mom, when we moved over here, she was pregnant with my other sister. So, I mean, we lived in the worst places, here
So
in
you
Houston.
saw your parents hustling.
Yeah, so I was hustling, and we lived in some of the worst apartments, the worst areas of town, over here in Houston, and and just, I guess, just seeing them hustle, and just trying to know that, like, whatever your parents are doing, and my philosophy is, like, I want to do better, than them. Like, they're pushing up, and it's my job to push up the family even more, so it's been a crazy ride.
Well, interesting, because I have a 25 card rule.
Always
that-
gonna one up it. I was gonna say you're gonna one up to 15.
He's got a 16 card rule per day. I'm like, he's a topper.
I was in the car business, and I wanted to build a business quick, and so I started passing out 25 cards a day, and I wouldn't go home at night like you until I passed out those 25 cards. And then next thing you know, I'm selling 50 cars a month. And so it works. I've got partners in my
Wait,
business right
say
now.
it one more time. Passing out business cards does what? It works.
It works. It
You
works.
gotta be consistent. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have had all of that unless you did 25 a day, and then 6 months later,
Consistency.
Exactly. Somebody gave a business card 6 months ago or last week. Now they need a car. They're giving you a call.
You can't
You
do
do
the
it at
15
5
cars today and then nothing tomorrow and the next
Yeah,
day. It's gotta be
exactly.
that.
You gotta keep that internal drive and challenge yourself every day, because you want something big, but nobody's gonna give it to you, and it's not gonna be earned in a day. So you want something big, you gotta have a plan and try to get there every day, but don't let them legs stop. Keep it going, because there's always gonna be challenges along the way. There's always gonna be, like I was talking to somebody, a group of people earlier today. You always have a plan A on something, but it almost
It
never
rarely
works
goes.
out. So you got to move to plan B and C, but you got to, if you got to get all the way to Z and start over with A again, you got to keep
Run
on
out of
going.
letters.
You got to keep on going.
So Joel, I want to go back to you just for a second, because our last guest is here. He's outside, and he's going to be coming in. If you're out there watching us, don't leave us. We have somebody, if you're into rap, he's right here from Houston, Texas. I'm going to go ahead and tell him.
Go for it.
And Little Flip.
Yeah.
And Little Flip, he's going to come in here.
He said, wait, he's gonna come in a little bit.
Okay, he's going to be here in a little bit. So we got a few minutes, and that works perfect, because what I wanted to go back to you is, if people wanted to get in touch with you to buy a building, or to get you to run a building, or get you to, how would they get a hold of you?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is, once again, Joel Vasquez. I'm with Seven Feathers Realty Group, LPT, and you can reach me at 713-458-8686. Once again, my number is 713-458-8686. You can look me up on Facebook, Joel Vasquez, or on Instagram, Texas_Joel. And just like I mentioned, my experience is commercial real estate, is industrial real estate as well. But I don't shy away from the houses too. That's very easy for us. So the group and the company that I'm part of, we have the number one technology that exists in real estate. We have AI technology integrated into our marketing. Marketing is very important for us. So this is what separates us from everybody else, is that we don't miss a lead. We have dedicated numbers to all of our listings. So it is uploaded to our CRM. We get text messages, we get calls. So once you hire us, we're going to make sure that we sell the building, or we make sure that we sell that house, or we get you that house, or we get you that building that you're looking for. And my engineering background allows me to have the edge on a lot of other people, because I understand a business, I understand a corporation needs to grow. Like Marco mentioned, hey, we're busting at the seams. We need a building, right? Because they have a vision that's way bigger than anybody else. And so once again, you can reach me at 713-458-8686. Thank you so much, Termite.
Well, I want to thank you, because without you, we wouldn't have had this man right here and our next guest coming on. And we've got a good one for you. It's going to be exciting for you. Mr. S, is there anything else you want to say to I mean, I want to keep talking for another couple hours. But,
I would like to
but
know
we
where you
can't.
got the name Up Above Media. That's all your different companies
Yeah,
named. It's got to have some significance.
Yeah, so I guess has a double means. I like to, with the Gonzalez Law Group, the ethics code, you have to let everybody know who's running the law firm. So that's why everybody's got their names in it. But with the entertainment company, Up Above Entertainment, that we have, and then this media company, Up Above Media, and then also have some fishing boats, and a beautiful 55-foot Viking
Charters?
doing charters, out of Galveston, and that's Up Above Adventures. And then so like Up Above is, obviously we want to rise above the rest, above the competition, and then but also, like what we talked about earlier, you're a very big Christian man, and so am I, and so we want to live. I want to live our life like working hard for people and giving back and lifting others up. So when that day comes, then I want to, get into those heaven doors up above as well,
sir.
too. So it's got some double meanings there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mr. S, what I've learned about these two men is that they're big givers. And, it's biblical, to give. And you can't outgive God. And thank you for y'all two both giving so much to different charities, to different things. We won't go into it. We don't have time to right now. But I want to thank you both. You're not going anywhere.
You're
now,
welcome. I'm gonna scoot back here because I want our next guest to come and
You know,
join us.
speaking of entertainment, the segue, why don't you introduce for us who's fixing to come on?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that for us, Marco?
Yeah, so this is a good friend of mine, and I consider him a brother. This little Flip, from the Screwed Up Click. So little Flip, he was one of my favorites. Growing up in high school and college, man, he was in my rotation like crazy, just getting me hyped up, driving in the car, getting wherever. And recently we've met, we've become business partners, and.
All right.
He's here in the flesh.
Hey, I
one
need
and
to pass the
only.
mic on to Little Flip. Here you go, Little Flip. You're good with this.
Okay. How does these things work?
Yeah.
I forgot how to.
Your
Okay.
favorite tool.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, and then I'm gonna brag on you. But okay, so I want you to think of something while I'm fixed to put you on the spot. I want you to think of one of the lowest times you've ever been, and our theme is about overcoming. But before you do this, all right, we're in a standoff, all right. And how do they do the standoff when they're doing the
Standoff on what?
what's the word I'm looking for?
High noon shootout.
Yeah, when they do the rapping.
Oh, the rapping, like a battle. Oh, like a battle.
A rap battle or what?
Yeah. Did you know I could rap?
Hold on.
Hey, I know now. I know now.
Where's the beat?
This is a surprise to me.
Hey,
Drum roll, please.
So,
awesome.
so Little Flip, we are so thrilled to have you.
Thank you,
And
brother.
You're Houston born, is that correct?
born and raised.
Born and
I still
raised
stay
Houston,
here.
Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Not leaving.
I love it here.
And you tell people you're from, that's the way I am.
Right.
When I hit my fame in the boxing, I had some offers to move off to different places. I didn't want to. I said, why? I got everything I wanted in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. And so Little Flip, tell us how you got started rapping, and then tell us about your bad time.
Okay. Well, so in my family, if you're born in my family, you got to do music. Because my grandmother, bless her soul, she was the choir director for the church. So we all sung in the choir. My dad sung in the choir. Even if you couldn't sing, you singing in the choir. So
Mandatory.
I started out doing that, playing the drums for church. I learned how to play the piano as well from my grandmother. And I was always in the studio. Some of my other family members, they made it big. Terry Ellis, she sings with In Vogue. Charlie Wilson is another relative. So I have family members that already made it in music. So as a kid, I was always at studios, going to Astro World recording, because at Astro World they had a recording studio, and they also had a place where you could shoot your own videos there. So I'm the only person went to Astro World, and people used to do covers, but I recorded a real record, and then I shot a video to my real records there. So instead of me going like rapping somebody else's record like MC Hammer or something, so I always been in studios doing battles, traveling. My grandmother had me in modeling class, etiquette class. I used to ride on the Maxwell House coffee float. So I used to be in the Thanksgiving parade with Marvin Zindler, rest in peace. So I did some great things as a kid. So I was already built and conditioned to do music. So
that was you were born
yeah,
for.
born in it. Yeah, I was born in it. So when people say, "Do you get nervous or stage fright?" I'm like, "What's that?" So. That's how I started, man. I didn't have a choice.
So you know Willie D?
I know Willie D. I did an interview with him like 3 months ago.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hadn't talked to him in a couple of years. Last time I talked to him, he was in Germany at that time.
Okay.
And anyway, he called in from Germany, and he's Reggie Johnson. That's his cousin.
Man,
Did you know
small world. Nah, I didn't.
And I talked to Reggie just a little bit ago. He said, "Tell you hi."
Hey, Reggie, what up? What up? What up? What up, Willie D too, man?
Willie D.
Yeah. So, tell us about you though. It wasn't easy. I mean, you were born into it. You had no choice but to succeed. But you had to have had some tough times.
I did, but my tough times kind of happened more like when I got older.
Okay.
My dad, he taught me a whole bunch of stuff. He was a car salesman, master car salesman, because it's a difference,
Yeah.
And he ran a law firm as well. So a lot of the stuff that he taught me, like as a kid, like, how some parents, they spank you.
Yeah.
And some just talk you to death. So he was one of them people, like, he gonna talk you to death, So he probably spanked me like 3 times in my life, But he would talk me to death, and I would be like, man, I don't want to hear this. But then when I started like living and seeing some of the stuff he would tell me, he was already preparing me like, hey, you need to move like this, think like this. So a lot of the stuff that he would teach me, I would be like, oh, this is what he was talking about. So I would already know what to do, like having a coach, tell you, hey, watch for the counter, watch for this. So, yeah, so my tough times, because I'm not a person that loves money, I don't let all my decisions be based on money. Because all money not good money, right?
Exactly.
So with that said, me recognizing that I am the prize and I know how to go speak for myself and go hustle the same way and things that I did to get myself in the game, I still do it. So I still hustle like I'm an artist that don't have nothing. And one of my mentors told me, like, if you can count your money, you don't have enough.
Keep going.
So, you're a millionaire, you spend $1, you're not a millionaire no more, So I just always use that mind frame. But the most toughest thing to overcome, because I done been through a lot and survived it and lost a lot of people, childhood, homies, family members, And the toughest thing, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, losing my mother, was the toughest thing. Yeah, that one crushed me. And then losing my grandpa was tough, losing my grandmother. So it's like I lost them all 3 back to back, like grandpa, 2 years later, mother, 2 years later, grandmother. So like
So
back
how
to
did
back.
you overcome that? Because when you're rapping, you got to be, you got to
Right.
be into it. How did you overcome that?
I don't think I'll ever like overcome it or like,
You just don't let it cripple you.
Yeah. Like I'll never get over that my mom's not here, but I face reality. I'm one of those people. I deal with death way better than the average person. So I use this way as a way to kind of trick me. Like, and I say this like, okay, so my lifestyle, I'm always traveling, right? So I see my mama and FaceTime and stuff, but I didn't see her every day, right? So it's easier for me to deal with death if it's somebody that I didn't see every day. So in my mind, it's kind of like I'm working and she's at home.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
It's like a mental game.
yeah. So I know she's not here, you know what I mean? But other than that, though, man, I know that she wouldn't want me to give up or be sitting around, crying and just do something crazy. So I do. She's like a voice in my head. Like I do what she would want me to do, and that's to continue to work, continue to spread the word, and keep God in everything I do.
Make her proud.
Exactly. I got a song called "Make Mama Proud" too.
You sing a lot about your mom. I've listened to quite a bit. Miss your mama.
Yep.
Sing about your dad. How he raised you shooting deer.
Yep.
It's a very, very big family, man.
Thank you.
Well, one of the things that you've already hit home with me on is that your mother was a believer in Christ. And that's got to bring a lot of joy, because if we're believers in Christ, we're going to see our loved ones again. Yep. And so I urge everybody to believe in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. What was your mother? Where did she go to church?
We went to a place called Southside Christian Baptist Church.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Reverend Lovelady. Yeah, shout out to him and his wife.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, any other bad times? Have you hit any crazy moments that people went crazy or people got crazy while you were rapping? And has anybody ever done anything wild?
Man, I've been through all kind of stuff at concerts, man. Fights, people shooting, you know what I mean? Like just crazy stuff. But over the years, I've learned how to maneuver through being in certain environments that I don't feel is safe. You know what I mean? So my motto is to surround myself with people who think like me or bigger than me.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
So my safety comes first. But man, I done seen a lot of stuff, man. Like one time, and this is a boxing show, Let me let you know about a fun fact. So one time I had a show in Austin, and keep Austin weird. But I had a show out there, man, and the promoter gave me my keys to my hotel. So I go to my hotel. I'm like, all right, I got my security guy with me. Put my key in the door. Somebody's sitting in there. I'm like, who in my room? Like, right? Like anybody would be like, who the hell is in my room, right? So I'm looking like, damn, who's in my room? And I start walking closer. I'm like, Bernard Hopkins, is that you? He like, Flip. So they gave Bernard Hopkins, my key or whatever, but it was crazy. Like, so, but they had another suite the same size. But yeah, me and Bernard Hopkins, we met like that. And then we exchanged phone numbers, and then he let me walk him out to one of his fights or whatever I performed. And, but yeah, I met Bernard Hopkins like
Great
that.
guy.
That's great.
Yeah, that's my guy.
guy.
Way to meet.
Yeah.
Several years back, I got an award, by one of the boxing associations, and Bernard got an award that night, and it was pretty cool. He's a good guy, and he genuinely fought his way to the top.
No, for sure,
Yeah,
man. He got out and focused. Now his story is impeccable, man.
Yeah.
Bernard, he always been a great homie and mentor. I'm cool with Zab Judah. He hosted one of my mixtapes. I FaceTimed him the other day. I'm cool with Floyd Mayweather. Every time I see Floyd, like every time he be like, hey, Flip. I'll look at him, he be like, I can do that. Like when I first met Floyd, he told me, like one time I was in Vegas and I'm in the club and I see somebody like with a big horse medallion on, and I'm like, I can tell real diamonds from fake diamonds. I'm like, them real diamonds right there. I'm like, who is that over there? I saw the bracelets and I'm like, oh, that's Floyd. And we met and he was just like, hey, Flip, man, I used to ride around in my Bentley. Guess what I used to jam? He was like, I can do that. So every time I see Floyd, he says I can do that. And that's one of my aliases. Yeah. Flip Mayweather is one of my aliases because I'm born, just like Floyd was born in the music industry, in the boxing industry. I was born into music, so I started off as a child. I went, bad record deals. Floyd went through bad deals with boxing, but guess what he did? At the end, he started promoting himself.
Yeah.
He started talking for himself, and when he started talking for himself and, noticing his worth, he started getting paid and became the biggest paid boxer, and that's where I'm at.
That award I told you about, Floyd actually presented it to me.
See?
Yeah. So next time you see him, tell him Termite said hi.
I will.
Now to go back in history a little bit, 1980, when I fought for the world championship, you had Muhammad Ali fight Larry Holmes.
Okay.
It was a double main event. I fought Saul Mambi, and I hired Floyd Mayweather Sr. to be my sparring partner. And his job was to whip up on me every day, and he did it many times.
Hey,
Floyd Sr. could fight.
No, for sure, man. Him, man, and rest in peace to Roger, too, man. Roger Mayweather, too, man.
Yeah.
Great family.
Yeah. All of them could
Now,
fight.
you got a career that's spanned, I mean, you're still going.
Right.
Where do you find the drive? I mean, you started, I was driving around Houston listening to your songs.
Man.
And now here you are, you're younger than me, but you've got a career that spans how many years now?
Man, I mean, it depends on if you count when my first project came out. So, me, I've been doing this a long time because I did a lot of battles and talent shows. I got trophies and different things. So, my first official album came out like 1998. But I started taking like rap serious in middle school. So 9-5. But I mean, I love music. I love what I do. I didn't start out doing this for money. I started out doing it for God. So the fact that I'm able to get paid for it is just another blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just stay working. I stay humble. We can't take the money with us. You know what I mean? The material stuff is cool to have here and there, but I still feel the same if I got on a $5 t-shirt. It don't matter to me. I don't let the money dictate my happiness, you know what I mean? But it's happy to be able to pay your bills,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But I don't love money, and I always work with the youth. I'm always traveling. Like yesterday, we gave away, it was a foster home, and shout out to the Katie's Angels. And man, we gave away probably like 400 toys to kids that are in foster care, and they got everything that they wanted on their list, So giving back to the community, working with the youth, giving them information that I had to learn on my own for free. Yeah, and they come back. It's a revolving door. Like, people have booked me for frat shows, and 5 years later, they'll rebook me again, and it'll be like a guy say, yeah, man, my big brother, they booked you 5 years ago. He got me jamming your stuff. So he'll book me, and then 5 more years later, yeah, my other brother booked you. 20 years have passed by, and I've been to that same frat like 5 different times with 5 different, members of the family, man. But I keep working like I ain't got nothing.
When did the business side kick in? 'Cause you talked about music. Now you matched up with Marco. When did that side, you said just like Floyd, I have to do the business side.
Right.
How did that journey go?
Well, when you go through a few deals where you're not getting what you should be getting paid, a lot of times when people do business with you as a kid, they look at you as a kid and they try to treat you like a kid. They want to give you a kid's share, but when you're grown.
Because you're ignorant, you don't know, so people try to take advantage of it.
Right. Yeah, they'll try to take
You gotta
advantage.
educate yourself, and if you don't, they're going to take advantage.
Correct. And at that time, I was basically playing the sheep. Like, I knew that the money wasn't right. But in some situations, you got to make the best of it and capitalize. So I just saw my grandparents do what they do. My grandmother did hair. She played the piano for the church. She built a beauty shop in our garage. She turned it into a beauty shop. So I grew up in a beauty shop around women and all the time, you know what I mean? So I got to perform for them, you know what I mean? And get more confidence and watching my grandmother do that, and then building another beauty shop down the street and having people pay a booth fee. And then her dad, he's from Pineland, Texas, and he built a barbershop in his backyard, but he sold candy and chips and ice cream out the front yard. So
Bunch of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and so everybody around me was making money. So everything they're telling us in school, you got to do this, you got to do that, or you want to be successful. I'm like, well, why the people at my house doing the opposite of what y'all said? And we making money. So I basically deprogram myself from certain stuff that people try to force
That's
upon
a good
you.
word.
And I just always go get it. I've seen everybody do it. The only excuse for you being broke or not being where you want to be is you. You can't
you.
blame nobody else but you.
There it is. There it
strong.
is. Yeah, that's strong. So if they wanted to get a hold of you, if people wanted to get a hold, how would they do that?
Man, Instagram is what I'm on the most. Lil
Okay.
Flip 713. My manager information is in the bio. You can hit us up at Up Above Entertainment on Instagram. Follow the YouTube too, man, because every week I'm putting up new freestyles because we
Yeah,
building this from the
jamming.
ground up. Thank you, brother.
They been jamming.
We building this company from the ground up. We want everything organic. We're not doing the bots. We're not doing the fake streams. Everything is organic, and we're doing it the right way. And one thing about Marco, he cares about quality, and he don't love money, and he wants to see everybody make it, and he has an open door policy where you can talk to him. I'm the same way with people I work with, like, because most companies, you can't talk to the CEO.
Yeah, that's
he ain't
right.
got time to talk to you. He don't even know you, you know? So the fact that he actually cares about the people is why I was able to come here and do business with him and take on the role as president of Urban. And we got talent shows going on. We finding new talent. We got podcasts. You know, we here right now, man. So we,
Yeah.
we thank you. Y'all come in here, man, and you
incredible
giving the
facility.
alley-oop, you know what I'm saying? And we here. God put us around each other for a
How did
reason.
y'all meet each other? How did this all get started?
Man.
Is that a long story?
It's not. It's really quick. You know how people say, because my grandpa was military too, so being on time. You know, he always talked to me
important.
about being on time, man. So anytime I'm late, I hear him in the back of my mind. Man, damn! If you're on time, you're late. You know. So he told me to be early, but this day I was late, and it worked out. I was supposed to meet somebody who paid me to do a video and a verse, and I wasn't able to meet him at the first location. So he was like, "Hey, meet me at the studio." And so I came here, I got my money. He introduced me to Marco, and Marco was like, yeah, I'm about to do this company, this is the studio, you know, multi-million-dollar, this the film studio. We got the video on the same premises, like the law firm. I'm like, we can record, we can shoot, we can film, we can sue. this is where I need to be, like all in one building, man. And so just building with him, I told him I would help. I'm like, if you need me, I can help you. I can show you, you know, what I know, utilize my contacts and show you what I learned in the same unorthodox way that he hustled and he built his brand up from, you know, the Austin, what was the website you had in Austin?
FunInAustin.com.
FunInAustin.com. He made this website where, and he helped pay for his law school, you know, throwing parties, making money, paying his way through college. And so a lot of people, they don't know he's very smart when it comes to marketing and everything he's done, what he built. You know, this building we in, the facility, the 100 people working for him, and everybody is happy, and he treats his employees, you know, with respect. And I love it here, man.
And how
you
long
know?
have y'all been working together?
Man, it's been about 5 months.
About
It,
five-
it feel like
sounds
a
like
year.
5
We
years
went through a
away
year
from
worth
the
of
way
stuff.
Yeah,
But-
it's tough when you building something from the ground, and but I'm happy to have some living legends surrounding me, and even with you here, Mr. Living Legend, Termite Watkins, and it says I guess when you plan something and you envision something, and if you got passion about it, doing it for the right reason, I think the God gives you things, and so
I love to hear you talk about God. I keep God in everything I do.
Me too. We pray before we go on stage. We put our hand in, God bless us for seeing here. That make sure we make it home. Let's do a great show. I pray before the show, after the show, on the plane, before it take out, before I eat, before I go to bed.
Got your 3, 3,
Talk to him throughout the day. Yeah.
I'm so excited that we're going to talk about boxing after this. We're going to. I want to hear more about what you're going to go into, possibly boxing promotions. And management.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said after that, I guess talk about it now.
We can talk about it. Let's talk about it now.
Okay, yeah. So, with my law firm, we've done like 6 different areas of law, but we've added in the 7th for sports and entertainment law. So we've got the studios, and so now we're signing artists, signing athletes, comedians, different things, building up contests, to a podcast. But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty cool ride. I've built a big law firm, and all the departments in it that are going well. Like I said, there's 100 people with my law firm, and then over here doing the music side and building this all up, and we're doing with the sports as well. So yeah, I mean, we've been, I've been having talks with some boxers and some promoters and some trainers and the different people also in the different media space within boxing, boxing shows and podcasts. So, getting very familiar with the boxing, world now, and I'm also, surrounding myself, and then God put in, the right people, in the right place at the right time to start finding some talent, and obviously starting from the inner circle out, finding some Houston talent, because we all said we love Houston. And,
A lot of talent in this town.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we live in a special town.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
And it's very dope because we're really looking for dope talent, and we have a lot of different connections with people when it comes to the boxing. I manage like boxing people and MMA fighters as well. So it's a team league called Team Combat League. And Houston Hitmen it's a team boxing. I'm one of the ambassadors. So it's like 18 rounds. They box 1 3-minute round, and it's girl and women. And our coaches, it's girl, women, and men. But our coach is Austin Trout or whatever. So
Tell Austin I said hi.
yeah. So and then
Isn't it a small world?
Yeah.
How many people we know that of each other?
So we about to really have fun. We gonna be throwing tournaments like Up Above Entertainment, and we gonna be managing fighters. Some will be going to the Hitman. We might create a league. The money is endless over here, man.
Future's
So-
bright.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Y'all are two great guys. Okay.
Thank you.
And I know how much you love to help people. And I'm not going to ask you for money.
Right after saying money is endless.
No. I have a gym called Fighter Nation Boxing Gym. And lady that works for you has the gym. She comes to our gym and to our boxing show and stuff. And anyway, I want to invite you two over. You can come by yourself, come with each other, whatever it is. I'd love to introduce you to my kids, because our kids are in an area where they're having to overcome every day. And I'd love for them to meet you, because you're both so inspiring. And we love to inspire people. That's what we do.
Kids.
Yeah, and these are younger kids, and I'd love for y'all to come meet. I mean, I'm asking you to go out of your way, and
That's fine.
And this is the first time.
too. Yeah, you got a big heart.
He don't know it.
In the real estate field. Like
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time, and super proud of him as well. But the kids,
He doesn't know
they
it, but
love to meet
he's
him.
already volunteered. I mean, he didn't really volunteer.
Yeah.
Not
But-
pencil in stone, huh?
But I know how he likes to help people, and so I'm gonna, after this is over, talk to him, because I talked to him. We've got to be friends.
Yeah.
And so I can
He's
just
a good guy.
trust that he's gonna come over.
Hey.
And but now that we're friends,
We're coming.
We're there.
yeah,
be there.
Okay.
I think
And
he only could answer for me, and I could answer for him.
We'll be
and
there.
We're there.
And it's not going out the way. Like when it's helping the youth and helping
That's what
somebody
we wanna
that's going in the way. Out the way is hanging with people we don't need to be around.
we started with 3 kids, and now on an average day we'll have 40 to 70,
Okay.
and on a great day we'll have 95. And our kids are from the street for the most part.
Okay.
And we're able to teach them to dress for success. We teach them to talk for success. We teach them to shake hands and look at you in the eye. We teach them to work for things. When they come to my gym, if they can't afford a payment, to pay for the gym dues, then we let them help us.
Right.
And maybe fill a water bottle, and they feel like they've done something. They feel like they've earned their way, and we want them to do that, because success is addicting. And when they feel good about themselves, they want more of it. Well, we all both
I agree.
successful.
I agree. I'm a successaholic.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them didn't
It's
have
contagious
parents.
too.
They didn't have parents like. Sounds like you had a good upbringing, all of y'all. I think we're all pretty blessed.
Right.
Yeah.
But some of these kids aren't, and so they don't really get that. Model.
Donald's involved with me in some ways at the gym, and he knows the kids. And some of our kids, mom and dad, are both in prison. Maybe the neighbors have actually raised them, or maybe an aunt or grandma, or we got some of our kids. Grandma's raised them, and she's at a point in her life where she should be able to settle down and slow down, but yet she can't because she's got a 10 or 15-year-old or 16-year-old, and my hat is off to all the grandparents and all the neighbors and all the friends that help other people, because really and truly, that's what it's all about, is helping. I always tell her, helping other people and winning people to Christ and winning souls and making disciples.
It's a relationship.
Relationship.
You got a song about that.
Relationships outlast money.
That's it.
I try to tell people that all the time, man. Like, I'm so blessed to where if I go to any city, state, no money, no nothing, I'm going to have people I can call, and I don't have to worry about nothing. Everywhere I go. Yep, I looked out for people. They looked out for me. I gave discounts. I did things for free, and it just always comes back. You never know when the seeds are going to grow.
Never know.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
That's it. I just do right.
Well, we're getting close to the end of our show.
We are. We should wrap it up.
I want to throw a plug in for my daughters. I have 7 daughters and a son.
Okay.
Okay, and 4 of my daughters sing.
Okay.
So I want to tell you, you need to hear my girls.
Okay.
They 3 of them are at big churches where they're singing in front of thousands of people.
Okay.
My girls can sing.
Hey.
And anyway, may need some backup vocals and
We might need some upfront vocals.
well, that's true. I got one. Well, all 3 of them sing perfect in their own way, but one of them, I think she's better than Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Or whatever her name is.
saying a lot.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I
that's
do. I think one of them, but they're all good in their own ways. They've got their own voice. And anyway, I'd love for you to meet them sometime. See, that's what you do. You put them on the spot when they're in front of you.
Hey, it's fine. We want all kind of music. Yeah, we want everything that's positive and authentic.
So, any last closing words, Donald?
No, I'd say you made a good point on the talent. Your girls sing. I kind of like look at these guys. I think there's a lot of good singers out there. There's a lot of good hard workers out there. But the difference between someone like you that's made it and someone that probably could rap really good that we don't even know about is, I think, the hustle and that drive. So that's
hustle
why I
and
like
the
to give
drive.
the kids, just like, there's talent and then there's that work ethic.
Yep.
And you got to have the work ethic. You can be talented as anything. You ain't going to go nowhere.
That's right.
Hey, no, you said it. You said it. We've been talking about that in a lot of our meetings, man, and that's what we about. Like, just quality, man, hustle. Like, you got to make it happen. You got to sell yourself. You got to be different. When everybody else going left and right, you got to go straight. So, yeah, we all for the hustle, man, and that's what we do, man. We throw comedy shows, man, like at the venue on the premises, man. So one of these days, y'all got to come check out. We had Andy Huggins. We had a lot of different people, man. We got
Juan Villarreal he's our main comedian with Up Above, and he's been bringing some great guests, and we just had one last Wednesday.
Where can people look at online? What is it? Up Above Media?
Yeah, Up Above Entertainment.
Up Above
UpAboveEntertainment.com.
Yes.
Up Above Entertainment.
Facebook, all platforms, and we live stream the comedy shows as well. So just follow the pages. We post the flyers. I post them. Lil Flip 713, Up Above Entertainment. Subscribe to the YouTube, Up Above Entertainment. More freestyles, more shows. It's only gonna get better, man.
Awesome.
And we want y'all. You want us to come talk to the kids now. We need y'all to come to the comedy show and
Yes,
laugh.
sir.
We just want y'all to laugh.
Hey,
I love to laugh.
Yeah, that's
I love to
all.
We had a
laugh.
great time. It was awesome.
So, Lil Flip, thank you so much. It's
Gentlemen.
been such a pleasure.
Thank all of you for making this happen.
Joel, thank you for putting this together.
Thank you.
Joel, closing word. Tell them how they can get hold of you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do commercial real estate and 713-458-8686 and Feathers Realty Group, LPT. But I just want to touch on something that Flip said. it really hit hard because it's true, and a lot of us might think about it, but it's important to hear it out loud. You said you got to reprogram yourself because you may have been around an environment, you may have been in a
Powerful words.
situation that it kind of made you a certain way, and you got to forget about that and reprogram yourself and be around successful people. And
Reprogram. I like that.
I really make it a goal to speak it into existence, and just the way I am, that I live in a mindset of abundance. And when you live in a mindset of abundance and you're vibrating high, and of course you put, the man upstairs in front, and you have faith.
Yes, sir.
These great things happen, and these connections that we're having today are not by accident. Sometimes we all need a push to say, hey, I need you to come here, I need you to come there, I need you to meet so-and-so. But it's all for the good and, the faith of living a better tomorrow for you and your families.
Yes, sir.
Thank you once again, Termite, Mr. S. Thank you so much, Marco, and of course, Little Flip.
Marco, any closing words you want to say?
I know a lot of the show was, overcoming, times that you've been knocked down. And so everybody out there, getting knocked down in life, nobody can avoid it, and it's how you react and how you get back up. And because, it's going to happen tomorrow, it's going to happen the next day. Nobody's plan, runs 100%, and so, you just got to keep adjusting, and keep fighting and never give up, and then, so if you're back up against the ring, you got to fight your way out.
Right.
You got to fight your way out. Just like Termite did many times. Fight your way out.
Yeah.
Never been knocked out.
Never been knocked out.
Yeah,
Been knocked down, but never been knocked out.
That's awesome.
I think
That's
a
great.
perfect segue to our closing. We like
Yep.
to end all of our shows, because life
Yep.
is a battle. It's going to come at you. We tell everybody to keep their guard up. We just look
So-
at the camera,
And we just put our
keep our
guard
guard
up.
up. Thank you, gentlemen.
Keep your guard up.
Keep your guard up.
Up.
Game
above,
over.
Up above.
Up above. Yiddy.
All
All right.
Awesome.